Welcome back to Drinking with Craig and Roger.
I'm Craig.
I'm Roger.
And today we wanted to talk about one really, really small distillery that's local here in Atlanta. This is the Bottled and Bond whiskey from Old Fourth Distillery. So this has only been around, I think we bought this bottle last year. We might have had it a year.
Yeah, it was bottled in 2019.
And this was the first bourbon they had produced. This is a distillery that hasn't been around very long. I helped a little bit with the crowdfunding to get the place going, so I was pretty happy that it worked. And they kind of survived on vodka, gin, things that didn't need much aging until this was ready. And so it was a little bit of a big deal around here when it came out. You could see this sucker is in an absolutely gorgeous bottle. The packaging is pretty amazing on it. I'm going to show a little bit of that. And this is a single barrel selected by one of the bigger package stores here, Greens. But,
yeah, mine is from barrel 17. It's bottle 169 from barrel 17.
It's 168. So they're right in the line because I bought yours for you. So got it at the same time. So this is Bottled and Bond, kind of like our last video, the Evan Williams. So you know it's 100 proof. It's aged at least 4 years, which I would imagine this is like right at 4 years. They wanted to get it out as soon as possible, I would imagine, unless they thought it just needed a little extra time. And this is, as far as I know, this is a first stab at a bourbon, you know, of any production level by these people who started this distillery, and I think it's a pretty good first attempt. You've obviously had a little bit of yours. It's been a little while since I've tried mine, though.
No, actually, I haven't had it.
Oh, you have?
So I'm going to have it for the first time right now.
Oh, nice.
Well, I saved it.
We'll get into it, and then we can kind of talk about it a little bit. So, open her up. This is the, you may notice this is the cork I take off in our new introduction because it's awesome. It's very heavy. All the packaging is top of the line.
Oh yeah, yep, got it.
Right.
It's a little darker than the Evan Williams that we just tasted.
Yes, it is. It is. It has more, just a darker orange, kind of almost fading into a light bit of, crimson tinge in there, for sure. Ooh.
Nice clean bourbon smell.
Definitely, but my first smell was kind of heavy on caramel. It smells like almost like a candy bar to me. Caramel, nougat.
It's in there. Yeah, let's try it.
Graham cracker, sure. Nice smell. Ooh.
Nice body. Oh yeah, nice body.
Oh, it is. Wow.
Caramelly. A nice little overtone.
Yeah, it has a nice wood element to it. It is not it's not an incredibly deep flavor. It's a little bit of I think, a little bit of a thinner flavor with, if you can think about it in these terms, higher notes to it. Is more on the high end of the flavor profile than the low end. I don't know. People experience these things differently, but it's definitely not sweet or not overly sweet at all. I
can taste some of the husk of the grain in it.
Yeah.
Back end. Reasonably complex little bourbon here.
Yeah, I feel like I can really get a lot of the raw ingredients, the raw wood, the raw grain, stuff like that. I can really taste those notes in there. This is nice. This is very nice, actually.
Oh, it's nice. Yep.
Still smells a little bit like a candy bar to me.
Oh, look at that. The legs go almost all the way up to the lip of the glass.
Yeah. Wow. know if you can see it on camera at all. Probably not. It'd be almost impossible.
There I am.
Oh, yeah, you can see a little bit. Yeah, it's nice, and it has a nice spicy finish to it. I think.
Oh yeah, it's spicy. Yeah.
Spicy, yeah, it's definitely.
That probably means it's got some rye, a pretty good amount of rye in the mash bill. It may have been distilled at a lower proof, and that would allow more ingredients to get into it.
Oh.
The higher the proof, the lighter it's going to be, until you get it up to vodka, which is there's nothing there except alcohol.
Yes. So this bottle is about $50. That's how much it was when we got it, right around that range.
Well, it's a year later. It's probably worth 75 now.
Maybe.
In the future, when we can get together, we'll open one of my bottles of Ken Claith, I think, which, I bought about 20 years ago. It was somewhere around $150. It's now worth $700 on the black market, or I should say the secondary market.
Yeah, right.
But I have only one bottle of that, so we'll wait on that.
All right, that sounds good.
Have you looked at your whiskey advocate this month?
I gave it a cursory glance. What'd you see in it?
There's something about bourbons, that are being sold on the secondary market, black market bourbons,
Yeah.
And so when there's this very limited release that comes out, and you go to your liquor store, it's gone because someone went in there and bought it all up, and now they're going to sell it to you at a profit.
Yeah.
If you want it.
Every time. I don't think I would. I can't imagine myself buying anything at a 100% markup. Why?
Well, it's nice to taste different things, but you're going to get yourself into trouble if you want to taste everything, no matter how rare it is. So, well, it's a very, very nice thing. Why don't we still have some of this Evan Williams? It's 100 proof.
Give
a little bit more on my glass here,
just a little comparison because,
and that way I can compare it side by side.
Yeah.
Got the same amount of whiskey in there, and oh boy. Okay. Can you see? I can't see much difference.
Yeah.
What do you think? Not a dramatic difference, that's for sure.
They're very similar.
So what that means is they're distilled at about the same amount strength and aged in the same kind of barrels for about the same amount of time.
Right. That makes sense. I mean, that's what it's all about.
That's it. Okay. Well,
now, comparing the smells, let's compare the noses on these two. I think the Evan Williams has a much darker smell to it.
Yeah, this is a little sweeter smell to me. The Old Fourth.
Old Fourth.
I smell a little more sweetness in it.
Yeah, I still picking big time on that caramel nougat. Yeah, definitely. Like I said, a darker, richer.
It's got a darker, more subdued smell to it than the Evan Williams, which is sort of brighter and lighter. Okay, well, we've talked a lot about both of them. Why don't we compare them one after another?
Be hovering right around my leg. Yeah, we'll compare them.
Here we go.
I feel bad about this comparison.
Evan Williams first.
Okay, Evan Williams first. Very good.
Maybe it's just me now, but I'm tasting some of the grain on the back of it too. A little bit of fuzz, from the husk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe now also like your palate's kind of warmed up.
Maybe. Now the Old Fourth. It's got a heavier body than the Evan Williams.
Spicier?
A little spicier, heavier bodied.
I wouldn't say it's hotter. It's not more ethanol heavy. It's just spicier.
Yeah.
In fact, I think it's definitely a little smoother.
Well, this one probably didn't have as much rye in it.
Yeah.
In the mash bill.
But they definitely share many similarities.
Oh, they do. Yeah, I can recommend either one of them.
Mm. I definitely think the Old Fourth is a little bit better drink. Like I was saying, like the Evan Williams is something you could kind of sip on anytime. You don't necessarily have to pay great attention to it. And then when you want something a little bit more of a standalone experience with more complexity, a little more going on, then the Old Fourth is quite good.
Well, there's another thing here.
Mhm.
I think it's nice to encourage small businesses. And so, even if the quality were exactly the same, it would be nice to buy a bottle of Old Fourth every now and then because you're encouraging a local business, helping support them.
Yeah,
And the more different things that are available, I think, the better. You know,
yeah, and
just as long as we don't have so much available that you can't sell it all.
yeah. Well, yeah, I don't think they're worrying about that right now.
No, no, no. They don't. Don't have that much, and I'm sure they've got a pretty local, you know, following around Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, it has a nice story to it. They put a lot into the bottle to make it a really nice experience.
Yeah,
Uh,
that is very nice to have this etched, gold look,
yeah,
all over it, and this attachment here, this diagram of the distillery, then it's glued onto the bottle. So yeah, that bottle costs a lot more than the Evan Williams bottle.
very much more real. I mean, like I said, I can't understand. If anybody ever played Pogs when they were in middle school, the top of this bottle is like a slammer. This thing is heavy and have so it just has a really nice feel, story, and both come highly recommended. I think.
I
That's
think so.
usual. Hey,
Oh,
I remembered. Yeah, and I think you mentioned it. Something we didn't highly recommend was that Wild Basin. Yeah,
it was a hard soda, I think, wasn't it?
a carbon hard seltzer. Hard seltzer.
So yeah,
We
okay.
don't
Well,
highly recommend that.
nah, nah. I drink it if I had to, but
You
I
caught
prefer other things.
hard times.
All right. Well, let us move on, and good luck to you all.
Yeah.
And thanks for watching. And do subscribe. And we
Yep.
will see you next time.
We'll see you later. Cheers.
See you.